So I seen this quote recently, and actually I've been thinking about this quite a lot the past few days actually. But I was thinking about how people, describe themselves sometimes as a ride or die type. And I've always described myself as that because I was looking back at actually a friendship that I had with someone a few years back, and there were so many toxic traits, so many, to the point where there was backstabbing and lying and just a lot of unnecessary things. And I literally stuck with that friendship even though I knew they weren't even my friend. And I began to think about how relationships in general, whether it's friends or lovers or whatever, but why are we, I understand the ride or die thing. Like you really think you can change someone and you really think that you can stick with them and you guys stick through it. But sometimes I wonder if it's just not best just to cut it off, man. Sometimes it's just best to let it die. Sometimes you don't need to ride. Sometimes you just need to let it die. There's so many relationships in general, like general relationships that I can look at in my life, and I wish I'd let it die. Like I wish I hadn't just held on to it till the end, because in a way, there's so many things that that experience did to me, and a lot of people think, well, you can grow from it and you can learn from it. That's true, but I don't think you always need to go through turmoil and anxiety and destruction to be a better person. I feel like sometimes it's just better to distance yourself from things that you know are going to happen. Like it's coming. You know Armageddon's coming. So wouldn't it be better to just, distance yourself from that so that you don't have to go through it? Because sometimes the aftermath, you still have to deal with things on the other side after you come out. Like you're still going to carry some things with you. And honestly, I can say, yeah, it's taught me some things, but at the same time, it's also burdened me in some ways where there are things about my personality or trust issues that I have. I wouldn't have had those had I just cut things off where it needed to be cut off, if that makes sense. So those are things that I still deal with and the after effects of that. And I just think sometimes we don't always need to be ride or die. Sometimes we just need to let it die.